Before anything else, I need you to pause for a few seconds. Don't skip ahead, don't get distracted, don't treat this moment as something ordinary. Take a deep breath and notice what is happening inside you right now. If you are here, there is a reason. Maybe you can't fully explain it, but deep in your heart, there is a strange feeling, a quiet pressure, as if something is about to change, and you don't quite know what it is. Over the last few days, maybe you've been exhausted from knocking on doors that never open, trying paths that always end in frustration, praying, waiting, believing, and still feeling like nothing is moving. And it is exactly in this place of weariness, uncertainty, and expectation that God often chooses to act. Maybe today you woke up with a restless mind and a heavy heart, carrying questions that seem to have no answers. Maybe you are facing difficult decisions, mounting bills, broken relationships, or news that stole your peace. On the outside, you try to stay strong, keep your routine, smile when you have to, but inside there is a quiet cry that says, "God, how much longer?" And what if I told you that this cry has not gone unnoticed in heaven, that this video did not come to you by accident, that a door is being prepared for your life today, a door that absolutely no one can shut. Sometimes God allows certain paths to close, not to punish us, but to protect us. He closes what wounds us so He can open what will transform us. He makes us wait, not because He has forgotten us, but because He is aligning us with what is about to happen. And when God's timing arrives, there is no human force, no circumstance, no fear, no opposition that can stop what He has decided. Today, as you listen to these words, heaven is moving on your behalf. A shift is approaching. An answer is being released. A new season is beginning to form, even if your eyes cannot see it yet. So I ask you something very simple, yet incredibly powerful. Stay with me until the end of this video. Pray with me, open your heart, allow God to speak to you right now. Because before this day ends, what seemed stuck can begin to move. What seemed impossible can start to change. And the door you have been waiting for may finally begin to open before your eyes. Over the last few days, you may be tired of trying to open doors that never open, walking down paths that always end in frustration, praying, waiting, believing, and still feeling like everything remains the same. But today, as you listen to these words, heaven is moving on your behalf, even if everything around you still looks unchanged. There was a night when I truly thought everything was over. The house was completely silent, but inside me, there was a storm. I was sitting on the bedroom floor with my Bible open in front of me, without strength to read, without words to pray, only tears. It felt like I was trapped inside invisible walls. Every plan had failed. Every attempt to start again seemed to end in the same place. Fear, exhaustion, shame, frustration. Time felt like my enemy. The hours passed, but nothing changed. In that moment I whispered, "God, if you do not open a door, I don't know what else to do." Maybe that is your prayer today. Maybe you are living days where you wake up tired, go to sleep tired, and carry in your chest a weight that no one else sees. You try to keep your faith, but sometimes it feels like it is hanging by a thread. You try to believe in the promises, but fear speaks louder. You try to pray, but the words disappear into the air, and when the night comes, your thoughts become louder, the memories heavier, the questions more painful. You try to stay strong during the day, but when everything becomes quiet, the weight returns. The questions rise, fear comes closer. Your mind cannot rest. You ask yourself how much longer you will have to endure this waiting, this silence, this feeling of walking in circles. There are bills that don't add up, decisions that scare you, relationships that broke, words that wounded you, dreams that seem farther away every day. There are doors you knocked on with hope. There are doors you knocked on with tears. There are doors you knocked on with a heart that was almost giving up, and none of them opened yet. It was in this place that I met Clara. Clara was an ordinary woman, a teacher, a single mother, a fighter. Every day she left home early, smiled at her son, faced traffic, work, responsibilities. But inside her, there was a constant fear, losing everything. The overdue rent, her sick child, her reduced salary, her savings running out. At night, after her son fell asleep, she would kneel on the living room carpet and say the same prayer with a trembling voice. God, I don't see a way out, but I trust you. Sometimes that prayer came with faith. Other days, it came as a tired whisper, almost without strength. On some nights, she could not even speak. She only cried. Months passed with no visible answer. Nothing changed. In fact, everything seemed to get worse. Clara's faith began to weaken. Some days she could barely pray. Other days, she just cried and asked, "Does God even hear me?" The world kept turning, but inside her, everything felt frozen. Until one ordinary morning, with nothing special about it, the phone rang. It was a school where she had sent her resume months earlier and had already been rejected. The position had reopened. She was called for an interview. 2 days later, she was hired, with better pay, a more flexible schedule, and benefits she had never imagined having. That same week, her son's medical exam, which had looked frightening, brought good news. A forgotten contract was released. A door that had seemed completely closed simply opened. Through tears, Clara told me, "I realized that God never abandoned me. He was preparing something greater. Everything that hurt was positioning me for this moment." And maybe you need to hear this today. There are doors that close to protect you. There are delays that are disguised deliverances. There are silences from God that are not absence, but the construction of a miracle. There are days when it seems like nothing is happening, but in the invisible realm, everything is being aligned. The Bible says in Revelation 3:7, "What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open." When God decides to act, there is no human force, no circumstance, no fear, no opposition that can stop what he has determined. Maybe right now, you are in the middle of an invisible battle. One side of your heart says, "Give up." The other whispers, "Wait just a little longer." And that whisper, that is God. He is asking you not to let go of your faith in the final second, because the final second is exactly where the miracle usually happens. It is at the point where you think you cannot go on anymore that heaven begins to move. On that night when I thought everything was over, something invisible was already in motion. Days later, an opportunity appeared from where I least expected. An unexpected encounter changed my path. A door that I could never open with my own hands opened on its own. And today, as you listen to me, the same thing is happening in your life, even if your eyes cannot see it yet. Maybe you are tired of waiting, tired of praying, tired of believing, but God is never late. He arrives at the exact moment when the human heart can no longer walk alone, so that it becomes clear it was not your strength, but his hand that opened the door. Now, I want to pray for you. God, look at this person right now. You know every hidden tear, every silent fear, every sleepless night, every closed door that wounded their heart. If there is a door that needs to open, open it now, Lord. If there is a path that needs to appear, reveal it now. If there is an answer they have been waiting for so long, release it now. Touch, heal, restore, strengthen, lift them up. Where there was despair, pour peace. Where there was fear, pour courage. Where there was silence, release direction, and make the impossible become visible. Maybe you feel something different now, a peace you cannot explain, a lightness in your chest, a quiet hope beginning to rise again. Hold on to that. Do not let it go, because that is the presence of God reaching you in this moment. Before this day ends, something can move in your favor. What seemed stuck can begin to loosen. What seemed impossible can give its first sign of change. The door you have waited for so long may finally begin to open before your eyes. And when that happens, you will understand why no other door could have been the right one. If this message spoke to you, write in the comments, "I believe in the door God is opening." Share this video with someone who needs to hear this today, and subscribe to the channel. But only if you are ready to see your spiritual life transformed. Because when God opens a door, no force in the world can shut it.